The procession led to Pequot Lakes High School, where thousands from across the Midwest said their final goodbyes. WDAY News reporter Matt Henson takes us inside the service from this morning.
23-year-old Fargo police officer Jake Wallin will always be remembered for making the ultimate sacrifice, stopping a man prosecutors say was just beginning a murderous barrage in Fargo. Today, his family wanted to make sure he's also remembered as much more than a man in uniform.
Officer Jake Wallin chose this life, not because he desired to make a name for himself, but because of a compelling call to selfless service.
After serving with the Minnesota National Guard, including several tours to the Middle East, Jake Wallin tried a number of other careers, but in the end came back to his passion of law enforcement. Police Chief David Zabolski highlighted some of his notes from the day Jake Wallin interviewed for a job with FPD on November 28th of last year. He noted he was looking snappy that day.
A job with meaning and purpose behind it, being an example, and making a difference somehow.
Officer Wallin was in the final weeks of training when he was fatally shot last Friday, just 2 minutes after arriving to help investigate an accident. Today, Chief Zabolski said at the funeral that in the past 24 hours, new body cam shows he was not the first one shot like originally thought. Officer Wallin's final act of valor saved the lives of the 3 other officers who were with him.
Pulled his gun out and was taking aim at the suspect when he was fatally struck.
While the Fargo community has come to know Jake Wallin as Officer Wallin, his family talked about Jake underneath the police and National Guard uniform.
But to each of us who knew him, he was just Jake.
Over and over, we have heard stories of how Jake Wallin was a driven, ambitious young man in uniform, his aunt providing a picture of the little boy he once was, Grandpa's fishing buddy, who had one heck of a cannonball into the lake.
With his little arms wrapped so tightly around my neck, burying his face into me to try to avoid the fireworks that he hated so much at that age.
Looking forward to a career with Fargo PD, Wallin bought this home for him and his fiancée in Hendrum just a month ago.
He was so proud of becoming a new homeowner that he ran right out and bought himself a lawnmower and mowed his new lawn.
Jake Wallin's parents accepted in their son's honor a Purple Heart and Medal of Honor from the police department, and the Minnesota National Guard honored his service with the Distinguished Service Medal. After the 45-minute service, hundreds of Officer Wallin's brothers and sisters in blue gathered outside for the formal honors of Fargo's fallen hero. And promise they will carry on the legacy of Badge 762.
End of watch, July 14th, 2023. Jake, we love you. We'll miss you. You'll always be remembered. Thank you for your service. Rest easy. We've got it from here.
Officer Jake Wallin was laid to rest during a private family ceremony in nearby Nisswa. Reporting from Pequot Lakes, Matt Henson, WDAY News.
Jake is survived by his parents, brother, and fiancé.